We are down to the adoption of the agenda. And before we do that, first of all, we need to make note that the agenda has added item 2.05, which is recognition of our instructional and non-instructional employees of the year. And also added 8.01, number 6, which is approval of a contract interagency agreement regarding our truant children and between Taylor County School Board and Florida Department of Juvenile Justice and Florida Department of Children. Also 8.01, number 7, which is a contract for our threat management personnel. Now, before we approve this, 8.016, we want to place as an action item. We have some questions and discussion on that. And also 8.01, number 7 for the contract would be an action item. And so just bear with us. We'll get all this kind of in order as it needs to be as we move along in our session this evening. So do we have a motion?
Motion.
And a second? All right, Ms. Donnell makes the motion. Ms. Carlton seconds it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? So carried. All right, the approval of our minutes for October the 15th, regular school board meeting and the public hearing.
Motion.
Motion from Ms. Donnell and Ms. Mathis. Okay. And all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And I abstained, for I was not able to be here. I was out of town. Okay. And then we have recognition this evening. All right, for our instructional and non-instructional employees.
So excited to be able to do something so positive on my last official board meeting. So I'm thrilled to do this. We have some very deserving employees here tonight that we're going to recognize. So when I call your name, if you will please come up. Our instructional employees of the year. Now these employees will be voted on by their peers at the respective sites for these honors. And then the next step would be the district would come in and interviews will be set up. There's submissions that have to be done with videos to get the district instructional employee of the year and non-instructional employee of the year. But these were the ones that we wanted. We've never done this, I don't think. And I think this would be a great, I hope this is something we continue. And I think they've been told, but they all get to ride on a float Friday in the homecoming parade too.
They're excited.
And I'm decorating the float, so
We've
you just
never
don't know what you're
done
going to get. So from Taylor County Primary School, I am pleased to say that we have Miss Emerald Miles as our Teacher of the Year. Emerald, if you'll come up. And I'm going to have all of y'all just stay here so we can get a big picture of the whole group, if you don't mind. You get the most pressure because you're the number one. Okay. Our non-instructional employee of the year for Taylor County Primary School is Miss Callie Megan Tucker. They had your whole name, so I had to say it. Okay. Okay. All right. From Taylor County Elementary School, we have Miss Delaney Lauk. And Miss Lauk is really a cool cat. Let me just tell you, she's a cool kid. She's a cool kid in a high school. I got the pleasure of being at the high school when she was there. But it's also homecoming dress-up week. So she's cool, but I don't know if she's that cool every day. I don't know. So that's anyway. Taylor County Elementary School, non-instructional, Miss Nicole Almeid. I kind of said on it, Nicole Almeid. And Nicole is coaching soccer. So that's where she's at tonight. Okay. And we call her Nikki. So anyway, Taylor County Middle School, Miss Marty McKelvin. And Taylor County Middle School non-instructional, Miss Sue Ann Eakins. From Taylor County High School, Miss Jessica Grubbs McKinney. And our non-instructional from Taylor County High School is Mr. Kelly Croft. BBTC, Big Bend, Stene Hatchie, Sierra Hardin. And our non-instructional from Student Hatch, who could not be here tonight. She fell ill, but it is Miss Jody Shipman. And then from Big Bend Technical College, Luke Duke Mosley. I might have added in the Duke. I don't know. But anyway. And non-instructional from Big Bend Technical College is Miss Lindsay Amen. So is Miss, I'm looking to see, is from the district we have Miss Deborah Mash for our non-instructional. And then I'm just looking to see if maybe our reigning Queen Supreme was here from last year, but I don't think I see Miss Worthy here. I didn't ask her to come. It's okay. I was just gonna, so she's gonna be on the float with you, just so you know. So principals, APs from your schools, we'll let you come up and get pictures with them in just a minute. But Miss Pules, Director of Personnel, if you could come up, board members, if y'all will join. Let's take a picture. Let's see.
Are we gonna start?
Yeah, board members, come on.
I'm gonna get behind them is what I'm gonna do.
I do not. Yeah, I do. But she's. Did you tell me Miss Sadler couldn't be here today? Miss Sadler, Sheila Sadler. The bus driver, could she be here tonight? And from the bus garage, we didn't. I'm sorry, Wendy, I didn't see. Well, I'm sorry. Wait. Don't take pictures yet. There was some miscommunication. We were not sure Miss Sadler could be here. But from the bus garage, Miss Sheila Sadler, I apologize. Miscommunication, Miss Sadler, I'm so sorry.
Some of the top people like, yeah, he would say.
And the taste of the milk, we just put.
I know, everybody.
We can't see all that. We can't see y'all.
As good as long as you're in between them. Yeah, as long as you're in between them, you're good. Okay, ready? All right, I got your, there you go. All right, guys, ready? Look at me. 1, 2, 3. That's good. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3.
That was the most fun and exciting and positive thing ever. And if you'd like to run, now's the time.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you, everyone.
Thank y'all very much for being here.
Thank y'all so much. So you're missing what, 2 or 3?
Yeah, I was missing Miss Jody, Nikki, and Jody.
Yeah, yeah. And the one coaching.
Yeah,
Was that-
well, Nikki's the coach,
Oh, okay.
and then Jody was
Okay.
sick. So.
Here's a. Yeah, okay.
Okay, we'll move on now. If we have one more picture taken, we'll clear the whole room. So,
That is my sister.
hey, all right, we'll move down to item 2.08 for a workshop, brief workshop. And Ms. Tina Pinkerson from the Florida School Board Association is here to kind of share a little bit.
November 19th, is that when your reorg meeting is?
Yes.
On November 19th, there'll be a reorganization of the school board. And the new superintendent will take office, and you'll talk about the things that, your meeting times and all of that. But it's also a really good time for you as a board to stop and think about, okay, is there anything that we might need to do a little bit better? Is there anything that we can enhance? Is there anything we need to stop doing? How can we just be the most effective board possible? So my question would be to you, especially in except if you live in Alachua County, which I happen to do. When you have an elected superintendent, that is a cycle of 4 years. Maybe it might be 8 or whatever, but it usually they're here for 4 years, and that's the 4 years that When a new superintendent comes in, the key is going to be, and I see your incoming superintendent sitting here. What's the direction that you're going to head in? Where are you going to go? What do you want this person to come in and achieve while he's here? I don't think that you guys have a strategic plan. So there's not a strategic plan to guide that. But you might want to have discussions among as a group. What is it that we want him to do? What is it that we want to accomplish as a board for our students? I think that's the big question that you have. It's like a time to start and regroup. And how do we want to do this? What do we want? On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you think you're doing as a board? I don't know what that was. But how are we doing as a board?
That was the
Take
key.
Time to have the discussion. If you want to do this at a different time before your reorg meeting, I will be glad to come over and sit down and us really go through some things together. But, there's a lot that's going on. And there's a lot that's out there that impacts our students each and every day. I think it's good for the board to work with, and I see your current superintendent, nodding her head. It's good for you to work with and enable this person who's coming in to say, this is where the board wants me to go. How am I going to get there? Because remember, when we talk about our roles and responsibility, we're governing, he's managing. So you tell him where you want to go, and his job is to get you there. But the question is, does he know what it is that you want? And have you had the discussion amongst yourselves about where it is you want to go and what you want as a board? So I know one of your board members requested to have a workshop. I'll be glad to come back when it's not the business of the board that's also here, and we can kind of sit down and have that discussion. But I think, I love my Taylor County people. I love being over here. I love being here when you pray before a board meeting and the right things for kids. And the question has to be, and you guys have been through a lot of stuff, what can we do better? How can we help our kids go from here to here?
Tina,
Yes, ma'am.
could we incorporate part of that? I didn't say all of it. Could we incorporate part of that in with our leadership training in February or what?
Yes, I'd be glad to do that. And at that point, it might be a good time when you have your new superintendent in place, that we have that discussion all together to give him direction. Because otherwise, what's going to happen is, arrows are going, I don't know if you remember the slide that we have, but there's arrows going in all different ways. And what you want is your arrows all going, everybody aligned and going in the same direction. That direction is going to be what's best for kids. So I would be more than happy to do that. I can come before we do that. But we were going to get that on the books, your master board thing, your reinstatement, because all you have to do is the 7-hour program. But yes, we can do that as a part of that as well.
I like the idea of a meeting before too.
Yeah.
I think that it would be the best thing that we could do for Reggie starting out is for us to have a meeting ahead of time and get some ideas in place, some governance ideas from the board in place. That would, November to February is 3 months. A lot of decisions happen in those first 3 months when you
Right.
take office. So
And
More than welcome to come back over here and us sit
Well,
down
should we,
together and work.
should we pick a date to, right now?
you got your calendar, Tina?
Uh, no, but you give me some dates and I can make it, I'll make it work. I'll let you know if I can't be there, but give me some dates, y'all, while you're here. I'll write them down. Hopping, skipping away at the Newberry.
our next scheduled meeting is the 19th, correct?
Right.
Okay. Is that too soon?
That will be the actual
That's our actual real.
actual restructure
Right.
meeting. So,
With us just giving some ideas, because I don't think we're going to try to achieve anything at that meeting. I think we just going to discuss some ideas.
Well, we should have, there should be some things on there because it's some, it's right at a month or 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there'll be some items on there, but I mean, not lengthy items, but I'm sure there'll be some on there.
You want to meet after your meeting,
I would
job
just,
setting or?
for me,
We could meet
between,
it before it,
Before.
have an early, well, I don't know if y'all would be able to attend. Oh,
question,
And
question real quick. On the 19th, that's when Reggie will take office.
right.
After that meeting of the 19th, would that not be a good time for us to bring all of our interest or direction that, and with him being there, I think that might be a good idea. And that way we get the push and pull that we need. What do y'all think?
I just agree with Jeannie. I would like it sooner than later that we, as a board, take some time individually to do a brain dump, and then we come back and bring that information together as a board and see what we want to prioritize. I agree with Gina. I don't want to push anything off. On the 19th, Reggie will take office. So again, right now, nothing to discount him, but far as the discussion of the board, if we're only gonna have our typical organization on the 19th with whatever is on the agenda, I think we can at least come to that meeting with something.
Okay, so you've got the 5th and the 12th.
No, I'm saying on the 19th. On November 19th, I think we can come on the 19th with something.
Okay, but we've all got to get together between now and then to do that.
No, what I'm saying is we can come on the 19th with what we would like to input individually.
Individual.
And then we go from there with scheduling a meeting after that, incorporating how we merge that together as a board and prioritize.
So Tina would come after, have a workshop after that meeting. Is that what you're asking?
Yes. Or if you feel like Tina needs to be here to facilitate out on the 19th, that's fine. I just would like us to, I don't want to delay this, and I don't want this to get pushed aside, because when Reggie take office, I'm pretty sure there's going to be things he's going to be dealing with as soon as he take office.
Okay, I guess I'm lost somewhere because I said the 19th. Now you're saying the 19th.
I think what Deidre was saying is the board needs to do our dump of the things that we would like to see accomplished, or that we would like to suggest that the board do that. And then when we get that list and fine tune it, then we set another workshop. And of course, that would be,
Include, right.
of course, with Reggie and with Tina.
On the 19th.
No,
No, not on the 19th. That second meeting with the superintendent and the board would be part of the master board training.
well, it could be, but if you wanted it sooner is what
We could
we
do that
heard.
and make a part of it. If we have a 4-hour session, you have a 7 hours that you have to do, we can take and do that, and I can do that. And we can make that a part of your master, the reinstatement.
Could we do that sooner than February? And you and I have talked about this before, but could we push that up?
Well, that part of it, yes.
We could push those up.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I think that was what I heard.
Okay, so my understanding is that you guys are gonna come up individually with what your you'd like to see happen. Is that right, Deidre?
Yes.
And then when will y'all talk about that?
On the 19th, we can discuss what we can on the 19th and then go from there with scheduling.
Well, you're talking about in the open board meeting, I mean, or in a workshop type setting.
It don't matter.
After the meeting, have a workshop.
I think we need to do it before the meeting. I believe that at the organizational meeting, it would be best for, when you said that all the arrows needed to be going in the same direction instead of like this, I think giving Reggie a list of our ideas or sending all those arrows out in all those directions. And so if we could have at some point before then, come to him with that list and look at the list and find a way to straighten those arrows out before the organizational meeting or finalize them at the organizational meeting, that would be better than just dumping then.
I don't think the 19th, honestly, with us coming together with our individual concerns, I don't think we would really have the time on the 19th to discuss it.
Right.
But I would like for us to show up with something, and then, as Bunny suggested, maybe one of these meetings in December, we have the opportunity, or we need to schedule another meeting in December to, be able to narrow that list from us individually to us as a group.
Well, here's what I'm hearing, and that is that the board kind of come together with some goals and objectives. There again, the new superintendent is going to be with us for 4 years, his term. And we, this is not going to, it's going to take time. It's going to take time to create a relationship between the board and the superintendent. I'm sure probably has some ideals and so forth, but there again, I'm all for understanding what you're saying is for the board to kind of put together some goals and objectives. We need to do that, but now, I think that one of the most premium opportunities is going to be once the board puts together what they feel like they'd like to see is to be accomplished somehow in the master board training whenever you've got the board and the superintendent underneath this umbrella. That way you can have more of a time to discuss the objectives of the board, hear what the superintendent has to say, hear what he has to say about what his goals are.
And that's important, is that we hear what his goals are as well as what ours are.
Yes. And so, this is not just, this is not going to be just a quick thing. It's going to be something that's going to be initiated, and then we're going to have to work it. We're going to have to work it not only through master board training, but it's going to have to be worked, hopefully through that we can get some avenues down to what directions we need to go in order to see some of this happen.
What about this? You can tell me. But what about between now and the middle of November 5th? Send me your, as Deidre called it, your dump. You send me whatever ideas, suggestions that you have. I will take those and compile them. Put them where things that are like all together, and then I will send that back to you, so you have that. And then we schedule something with your new super to go through that after he's sworn in. I would say, if you want to, after our December conference, give him a chance to go down there, get some stuff, and then between December and Christmas, we're out for Christmas, let's try to meet and just start the initial conversation.
I like that.
That's good.
Well, could we set that meeting in December tonight?
Yes,
I mean, or get a tentative, or give you a couple of dates?
give me some dates.
Can I ask this question real quick?
Yes.
Reggie, I know typically, like when it's new school board members, and Tina, you might could help, answer this. I know typically we have new school board, member academy. Reggie, do you know if FADS have contacted you, any information yet in regards to when your academy would take place? Okay, so so I definitely think if we can do something in December, that would be good.
I have something I wanted to workshop and I was gonna bring that up tonight. So, and it's about disaster, stuff. And I have a copy of our platform that we've suggested for 25, with the legislative committee. But I think we need to discuss our policy we have currently about disaster. And this is some of the stuff that we're asking for going forward about disaster. So if we could incorporate that into some of this, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
And maybe we can put that on our list because we desperately need to address our policy now and our policy going forward on disaster.
And that's another good thing to bring up during your reorg meeting,
Yes.
is to remind them that you want to discuss.
Mhm.
this
And there's
and
more in
Yeah.
this platform than that, but that is one of the key top things. But I've got a copy for everybody, and they've been emailed it as well. But
So do we want to set a date in
Set a
December?
date. Tell me, let's make a date.
Okay.
I could do anything after the 13th.
Remember?
Yeah,
So, could we, I mean, it doesn't have to be on a Tuesday. It could be any day if that's okay with y'all.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. After December 13th,
could you do it on that Friday, December 13th?
I can't do it on the 13th. It'll have to be after the 13th.
What about, say Monday, the 16th? Reggie, you got your calendar? Okay.
It'll have to be after 5. If you want to try to do it before 5, I could do it on Thursday or Friday.
That week, I am working with kids and we have a performance on the 19th, and that's our last week of rehearsals. So that will be, look, Jimmy's out there smiling. He's like, that's what I'm talking about. So for me, that week is going to be really, really busy because we'll have dress rehearsals and
The 16th week.
the 16th.
Well, you were in the holidays.
We are.
Well, then we
Of the year.
and we'll all be in Tampa.
Deidre, you're
First week
with
of
the whole,
January?
We will be in Tampa.
Can we all meet in Tampa?
that takes away from the,
That's too much on you, isn't it?
Well, y'all are overshadowed. Yeah, I don't want this to get like what we need to discuss. Again, it seemed like it's already getting filtered into other things, and that seemed like that'll take away what we need to do. And I don't want that to happen. I know we couldn't discuss it all tonight, but I don't want to get this pushed into everything else and it just fall to the wayside.
What about the first week when we come back?
in January, you're talking about?
That bad?
What?
We come back January 6th, or do we?
We come back, well, I think the teachers come back the 6th and we come back the 7th, or the students come back the 7th, I think.
Let me see, we come back on teachers come back on the 6th and the students come back on the 7th.
Right.
If we do it then, it'll have to be after 4:30 for me.
I can do it I'll make mine work for any day.
I'm good after 4:30.
Okay, Reggie, we're in the week of January, say the 8th or 9th, 8th, 9th, or 10th. Okay, everybody, can y'all pick a?
Anyone have a problem with the 10th?
If it's after 4:30,
On
I'd
that
rather not
Friday?
do it on a Friday after
Okay.
4:30.
So,
Just-
Jeannie, one day on during the week of the 16th, cause like that was my birthday and I was willing to be here.
well, we will have a board meeting on the 7th, right?
Well, we haven't said that, have we said?
We hadn't set our dates
Yeah.
and our times yet.
That's what I'm saying. The week of December 16th through the 19th, you can't come one day during that week, Jeannie.
She's in the middle of a program.
No, I can't. I really, it's a bad, that's the only week. I've this, like 12 weeks between now and then, or 9, however many, that is the only time. And we have 3 weeks till our next meeting. I can come any of those times.
No, you're in,
Two.
you're in Tampa.
I tell you
Well,
what,
in
so
December, but,
let's set this, by November 15th, you send me your suggestions, what you want. And if you want to get my email and you want to send me yours as well, we'll combine all of those together. I think that would probably be a good idea.
I'm excited about
Combine
it.
those, I will put those together, and then your next board meeting after the reorg meeting is when?
December 3rd.
No, we'll be in Tampa, so we always put that.
It'll be
one-
the 10th then.
Oh, are we meeting on the 10th and the 17th?
I think we only,
Or we
We'll
just meeting on the
decide that
17th?
19th.
17.
We'll decide that on the 9th.
So it will just be the 17th?
Can you meet on the 10th?
I can.
I can.
On the 10th of when, December?
Yes.
If, I can meet at,
4:30?
yeah, I can meet after
Let's
4:30.
do it December 10th. Or can you do that? I'm sorry, I keep forgetting, I'm looking at this way.
December the 10th
So
at
December the 10th,
5:15?
that sounds good.
4:30.
Well, Tina just said after 4:30.
No, I'm good. At 4:30, I can be here anytime.
I don't get off till
You'll-
5, but I.
5:15.
if
Well,
I need to get off,
5:15.
I
We'll
need
do
to get off early, I
5:15.
can.
Do
Can.
5:15.
Okay.
I'll call my son and tell him I'm staying with him in Steenhatchee.
You can ride up with me.
All right, so December 10th at 5:15.
Got it.
Mr. Chair, if you will make sure, or one of you make sure that your incoming superintendent has my email address.
And then we have our
at
stuff to you by
fsba.org.
November 15th.
Yes, make sure he has that. I'll expect those from you. I'll get them together, combine them, and that'll kind of make the process go a little bit faster,
Okay.
okay?
Thank you, Tina, so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank
You're
you, Tina.
And, you know, it impresses me that you all know and say the word governance, because that's why we're here, is for our governance role. And it's very, very important. And when it works, it's the governance and the management that work together to make it go. And so we're going to make that happen, and it's going to be great for Taylor County.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Tina.
Tina.
Thank you,
Can't
Tina.
wait to get down here.
I can't, I love Taylor County.
Thank you.
Drive safe, Tina.
See you later.
All right. Okay, this brings us down to the items of interest by the public. Do we have anyone? Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say good evening, members of the school board. My name is Lori Lillian, and I'm a 20-year plus teacher in this school district. Today, I stand before you not only as just an educator, but as a voice for many of my colleagues. We've all been affected greatly by the recent hurricanes. We are facing unprecedented challenges, and it is crucial that it gets addressed now versus later. We need the support mechanisms in place for displaced teachers such as myself and all staff. Many of us have lost homes, our sense of stability, and sadly, the ability to focus on our students. The emotional toll is immense. The practical challenges that we face, we are dealing with FEMA, insurance claims, and just simply the rebuilding process daily, and it's overwhelming. Yet amidst all of this, we are concerned about our jobs, our sick leave, our personal time, and the fear of being penalized, which we are, during such a traumatic period is just adding to our stress. I urge you this evening to consider implementing extended leave policies specifically for situations like these. Current guidelines in our district do not adequately account for these unique circumstances, and they are arising from natural disasters, and we're not prepared. In the wake of Hurricane Michael, specifically Bay County, and I have reached out to other counties, they already had significant changes in their leave policy in place for displaced teachers and staff, allowing them the time that they needed to recover without the fear of losing their benefits of pay. We need a similar commitment here in Taylor County. We live on the largest coastline in the state of Florida. Our educators play a vital role in shaping the lives of our students, and we can't do this effectively when we're struggling to rebuild our own lives. Extended leave time should and would provide us the necessary time to heal, manage our affairs, and return to the classroom ready to inspire and educate. This is not just a request for policy change, it's a plea from you all of compassion and understanding during one of the most challenging times in our lives. We want to continue serving our students and our community, but we need your support in doing this. Thank you for considering our situation, and thank you, Bonnie Sue, for getting back with me. Thank you, Alicia, even though it was unedited. Together, we can ensure that our teachers and staff are not only supported, but empowered to return to the work that we love without the added burdens and the worries and the fear of not getting paid when we simply could not be there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have anyone else at this moment that would like to address the board? Okay, all righty. Thank you for those thoughts and something that needs to be considered. Thank you. All righty. Now we get to this mix and match a little bit here. All the consent items were approved by the adoption of the agenda. And now we said that 8.01 number 6 was going to be as an action item. There was some questions and so forth. I think Ms. Donnell had some, maybe some others. So
Yeah.
all right, we're open for that. Thank you all.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I had a question in regards to the agreement that was added tonight. I know I asked here not too long ago about where were we at in regards to truancy. And I see that this is a interagency agreement that will be between us, DJJ, and DCF. So I guess I'm trying to understand, like, I've read through it, and I'm trying to understand what is this, and I see it's statute, so I see it's something that is coming down, but is it new statute? Like what is this?
No, ma'am, this is not something new, but this is something that just came to us a few weeks ago. I had Angela look over it. This came to us from DJJ. There are things that they have to do
Mm-hmm.
For a district, to help a district, and it's the SIMS process. Angela, please help me if I mess this up, but it's providing services for students that we see as being truant. It's making sure that those students receive whatever applicable services. Am I saying that the correct way?
Right. So since FINS, Children in Need of Services, Families in Need of Services is a part of Florida statutes. It's been in there since I've been in Florida. So this is a collaborative agreement outlining the role of the district in addressing truant students and the measures that have to be taken. Obviously, if it's a social or economic issue, like some of these displaced students from the hurricane, for instance, there might be resources available through these providers to assist with that. In the normal course of things, there are students too, of course, that can't go to school because they don't have shoes or they don't have whatever. And the SINS-FIN statute is there to be able to provide these services through other resources outside of the district through these state agencies. And then, of course, you've got the Department of Children and Families involved if it becomes a situation where truancy is a result of child dependency, neglect, abuse, things of that nature, then there are factors in there that, or services in there, I should say, that can be provided through those agencies.
So really, this is, since it's not new, it's just officially laying out the responsibilities of all parties.
Correct. All these responsibilities, excuse me, are outlined in the statute. This is just an agreement which refines what the role of each individual agency is and how they are to collaborate to ultimately assist these students who are having difficulties with attendance because of reasons that are outside of their own control.
But basically, it's a partnership between these departments and us.
Yes.
Correct, yes. And this more, correctly defines
Right.
each party to this agreement is basically saying we're on board with doing the part that is outlined here. And those parts of the agencies and the district should dovetail to be able to provide the services necessary in a timely manner. Because oftentimes, if there's resources that are not available here in district, these agencies may be able to provide the necessary resources for the students, counseling and whatever. I know we have a lot of counseling resources now, and I understand that, but in the past, we have not, and since FINS was there for those types of situations.
This is our guide to follow.
Correct.
So in regards to what we're currently doing right now as truancy, this just assists with ensuring that we're doing our part as well as these other agencies are doing their part.
I think this is really just laying out the roles of each entity, like what they can get from us and what we can share with them.
Okay. All right.
Historically, that's been a roadblock. I mean, we've had some discussions about this previously, and in prior administration, we actually had the DJJ officials come in and the DCF officials come in, and we met as to how to collaborate to address these concerns. So it is something that is not new, but I think they're taking this approach in an effort to draw attention and clearly outline what are the steps that the district has to take. Then at what point can you seek a referral from DJJ or DCF?
Good thing.
So with that being said, that this laying out what each individual role is, where are we at with what we're doing in regards to truancy? I mean, I know we don't have a truancy officer anymore. So how is truancy been handled?
All in the same policies that we always have. I mean, the policy just got updated, so they have to be contacted after so many days. If they were over 16, their license is reported to the DMV. Our schools do truancy meetings after they get a certain number, and I'm not sure what that, I think with each school, that number may vary. They come in, they have truancy meetings where they try to work on a plan to get the kid back in school, to find out. It's kind of like, what are the barriers? Why isn't your kid coming to school?
Mhm.
To see what the school can do to assist in that.
And which individual is that our attendance person working with administration, like working with our parent liaison, like?
It varies from each school, but the parent liaisons are the ones who are making the contact. That falls under their purview now that every school has
Has,
a parent liaison.
okay,
That falls under them, but there is a team, there's supposed to be a team designated, because that's what our policies require, and that's what it says in the statute, that there's certain things that have to be done, and like this agencies that it talks about, like things that should be reported. If a kid isn't coming, that there are some things
Okay.
that should be reported.
It's calling it a school social worker is for us.
okay.
The title
Child
is
study
called.
team.
Yeah.
There's a child study team that is to be
Yeah.
comprised.
Yeah.
And the
But
child
in
study
this, it's-
team.
that's what they're naming it,
Yeah.
is what I'm saying.
It depends.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Ms.
No, I just really, like I say, wanted to see like how this, will impact what we're currently doing. But pretty much we're already doing this. It's just now making it clear for each agency.
And even though we don't have a truancy officer designated this year, because we have a school safety specialist, we do have that ability to have her make home visits if we need to, if those schools report that and they want a visit, we can do that.
Say that again now.
With us having a safety specialist at the district office.
Okay.
Let's just say, let's say one of the schools had a kid who was, out for 16 days or something, and they
Okay.
they were really concerned. Our school safety specialist could go because she doesn't have to be tied to a school like the SROs do
Okay,
during the school day. So we do have a little bit of flexibility there if we want to continue doing those home visits.
okay,
I don't know that we've had any this year, but it's a possibility.
okay.
I would make a motion to approve.
Okay, motion.
I
been made.
second.
Okay, Ms. Donnell seconds it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Aye, so carry. All right, this brings us now to the action items, and we're going to take them out of place because one needs to be really taken care of before the next one and before the next one. They just kind of got out of place here on the agenda. So the very first thing that we want to take care of is item 12.15. This is job description for our district threat management coordinator.
Motion.
All right, Ms. Donnell makes the motion. Ms. Mathis
No,
seconds it.
Brenda.
That's
Brenda.
Oh, Brenda did, okay. And all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, so carried. Item 12.05 is the appointment of the administrative personnel here of Ms. Haswell as the district threat management coordinator.
Motion.
All right, Ms. Donnell makes that motion.
Second?
All right, Ms. Mathis seconds it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? And then we have, now this in here is going to go back. Is that going to be 8.017, number 7,
For the contract.
which is the contract for this position?
Motion.
All right, Ms. Mathis makes that motion.
Second.
All right, Ms. Donnell seconds it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, so carry. All right. Acknowledgement of items, of course, just acknowledging the district parent advisory for the 24-25 year. Also, Ms. Pam Brasby is requesting the acknowledgement of the completion of the Florida Safe School Assessment. That has been completed.
Motion.
And so this brings us down to items of interest by the superintendent and the board. And Ms. Bashir.
Okay, I would just like to thank Ms. Lilliot and the others who came tonight to talk about our leave policy. You all got a copy of what Ms. Lilliot sent to me on behalf of herself and I believe some other teachers who were displaced. And you saw my suggestions, and there will be to form a committee. We have to be very careful. We can't just hand out things. We can't make, like these, I can't make a unilateral decision and just give those things to people. So I tried to explain that the best I could in that email, but really just want them to know that I think like all the board members, we are very, I don't know what the right word is, empathetic, sympathetic. It's horrible, the things that our staff members have had to go through. They've lost their entire homes. I mean, and it's not just about 4 walls, it's their pictures, their mementos, their children's first teeth. I mean, whatever. It's horrible. And I do think that we care very much about these employees. And I don't think any of us have any inclination to put their employment at risk. I don't think that's the case. I think the case lies in our leave policies. And again, I've, emailed what those suggestions might be moving forward. I know that for the past 2 years, we've had not just this hurricane, but the previous one too, where we've had employees who've lost homes or were displaced. This one was horrible for the beach area, but Adalia made a lot of people homeless as well, last year. We have employees that have had house fires, so maybe this is time for us to look at these policies and some of these things that they've suggested. And that will be up to the board and the incoming superintendent. But I've made my recommendations for that. Tonight's the pep rally at the high school. This is homecoming week, and it starts at 6 o'clock. So I think if we hurry, we might be able to catch the tail end of that. This Friday night, remind everybody to come out to the stadium. We are dedicating the field and the press box Friday night, so I can't wait for that, that to occur. And then, of course, before that, we have the pep rally Friday. So I'm not, sorry, the pep rally, the parade Friday. So I'm excited. I mean, we've got some fun things going on, and this isn't a good season. We've had so many hard things happen. So anytime that we can recognize employees like we did tonight, anytime we can have a fun homecoming week, that it just kind of lightens that load that I think that has been so heavy on us and our neighbors. So I'm excited about those things, and looking forward to a win Friday night. And this is my last board meeting. So thank you all. It's very bittersweet, but when you all were talking about the calendar, I was just sitting here thinking, you turned to me at one minute and I was like, I don't know, my calendar ends November the 18th. Mine doesn't go that far to the December meeting. So anyway, I've enjoyed my time here, and we've had some good ups and downs. I have learned some things. Some things have come to me very easily. I have learned some things very much the hard way, but the good news is I learned. You know, I did learn, and I do feel like whatever I do in the future, I will be a better person because of the mistakes I made as well as the victories that I've experienced. And I just want to say that it has been my privilege to work with each of you. And that's all I have.
All right, thank you, thank you. All right, Ms. Ball, do you have anything?
I do not, but I do need a very brief, not to interfere with the pep rally, but I just need
Underline the word brief.
very brief,
Okay.
very brief.
Please
right.
underline brief.
Yes.
Okay. And Ms. Donnell.
Yes, I do got a couple, and I'm gonna be brief. Alicia, I'm gonna keep you last. I do want to acknowledge, I'm gonna try to go in the order things came tonight. I want to acknowledge our employees that was recognized tonight. I only see Ms. Lau still here that was acknowledged tonight. So Ms. Locke, I don't think I got to shake your hand, but congratulations. I just want to thank you for all you do for our district, and I wish you luck in the district election, because I hear that's to come. So thank you again. And just congratulations to all those other employees that was recognized tonight. I'm glad we were able to include that in tonight's meeting. I was able to see some of the pictures earlier, but I wasn't aware of who all that got those recognitions. So I'm glad you was able to include that tonight. That was very nice. In regards to our workshop, I want to thank Tina and FSBA for always just being there to support us in any way they can. I'm looking forward to what we come up with and just how we make this a priority. I'm praying that these next 4 years will be successful for us as a district and for the responsibility that you're taking on, Reggie. I feel like it's imperative that we do have this much needed discussion and don't allow different things to overshadow it, so it can put us in a different place because of what we do have ahead of us. In regards to the the leave, I know I've been able to reach out to a couple of districts as well in regards to the current situation that we in. And I continue to pray for those families. I continue to pray for us as a community as a whole. We are an employer, and so I do know this is sometimes the things that comes with that. But again, I just think we just have to look at this with all the eyes and the knowledge and the wisdom, that we have to be able to come up with something because of the circumstances that it encompass. So I do want to thank Ms. Lilliard for being able to come before us tonight. I think I see Ms. High as well. So I just pray that, as a district, we figure out what we can do if we are able to do anything. I know the districts that I reach out to, their situations, every district situation has been different. But for the most part, all of these districts are in Florida. We all tackle with the same thing far as hurricanes and natural disasters. So I just pray we just have something that we can come up with. I'm very excited for homecoming. I feel like our dogs are gonna have a good homecoming. We've had a good season so far, and I just look forward to us having that same success in homecoming. And last but not least, Ms. Bashirs, I just want to thank you for your service with us. I know you came in as during a very hard time for us as a district. And I just know it's just seemed like it's been one thing after another that you've had to compete with, not just the state that we was in as a district, but just what we faced as a community with the loss of an employer, with hurricanes, and just so many different things. I know that time was short. I know it may have not been the experience, that you anticipated, but I do think it, like you say, has made you better as a person. I think it's made us better as a district in regards to the different challenges. Challenges are never easy, but I think, how we able to move forward in the midst of those challenges. That I think that's what really builds us into, doing better and offering better to our students, our employees, as well as our community. I wish you all the luck and all the success. And what's next for you? I do feel like there's something next. So, thank you.
Ms. Agner.
Congratulations to all the people that were up front tonight. I think that was a cool thing to do, Alicia. I really do. I hope that, I'm like you, I hope that continues. I'm upset with all the football stuff because they made them play too many games too close together. And I think we would have done better had we not had that happen. And I don't know how to fix that, but I think Reggie might know how to do that. But the lights went out Friday night, didn't get to play, but they're gonna play that one, I think, Monday.
Yeah, it's
So
supposed to be
they're
Monday.
gonna go again Friday and then Monday. And it's gonna be hard to do. But anyway, proud of the Bulldogs, proud of their resilience, proud of their efforts. We do feel for everyone that has been devastated by these storms. I wish we had a magic wand, but we don't. But anything we can do going forward, even if we can't do anything about now, we can go forward. And we have anybody that wants a copy of this legislative platform, some of that's been addressed in here along with other things. But if you want a copy, I have a copy. But Alicia, I'm gonna miss you. I know we don't get to spend that much time together, but I think you've done a great job. I think you've been very transparent and open. So that to me means a multitude. You keep your word. When you say you're going to do something, you do it. And that's character. And I appreciate you doing that. It's easy to follow a leader like that. So if we can help you in any way going forward, please let us know. And best of luck to you and everything going forward. That's all I have.
Thank you, Ms. Mathis.
Well, I just reiterate what everyone said. And definitely congratulations to our one remaining here with us still. And in case y'all didn't know, my sister was one of the ones that got recognized. So also, and it's very exciting, and I'm happy for you, honey. Congratulations. I'm really glad you came in costume also. We talked about the disaster and Lori, and it's really hard for me to talk about without getting upset. So I haven't said anything much about it, but leaving Steinhatchee and leaving the beaches, this is my second time that I've done that since the hurricane. And it is like leaving a war zone and then entering the real world. And it is shocking. And there's not a normal life in Steinhatchee. There's not a normal life at the beach. There is what are normal, it doesn't exist. And when you go through the piles of debris, and I met with kids yesterday and we had auditions for the Grinch play. And some of the kids sat down, one of the girls sat down with me, and as I was gathering them all around to talk about where we were going from there, she said, Miss Jeannie, can we talk about the hurricane for a few minutes before we have auditions? So we spent our first 20 minutes, or I did, with those kids listening to how they'd been helping in grandma's house because they lost their house and they were trying to find pictures and things they could save. And that's our story right now. I mean, it's a reality for so many people. My heart goes out to Lori because she lost everything. And what can we do? We should have some way to help. We should have something we should do in place. She's right about that. And Jimmy, you can probably update us on how attendance is at school and that's
Oh,
wonderful.
wonderful. They want to get back to normal, don't they?
We all want them back to normal, don't we? So so how are you feeling like going forward? You feel like you need more days like today? Okay, that's good. But I know that when I was there yesterday, we had one day last week like that too, that you had good attendance one day last. So hopefully we're starting to get there. And employee attendance? Okay. So, and in Perry, do we know the ones who lost up here? Like, how is that?
They're all back at work.
They're all back? Everyone's back?
I mean, some of them lost everything and were there they were at work the next day. They didn't.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody's different. I mean,
Everybody's different. And it's just unfathomable. You see it on the news, and we experienced Idea last year, and we went through a lot during that. But I was trying to lead a group of workers to somebody's house to actually, our school custodian, I was taking some people to her house because she lost her home, and there was a cleanup crew that was coming to help, and I had to lead them through town. And 2 different roads that I started to turn down, we had to turn around and go back out from because there were houses sitting in the middle of the road. And just watching the cranes every day, every single day, they're tearing down a building, they're demolishing something that has to be. And these are old, historic coastal homes that are just so many memories and businesses. And it is a very difficult time for them right now, like I said. So my heart definitely goes out. I love that we get to meet with Tina, Reggie, and that we get to talk about like our goals, for the board too, and your goals. I'm very interested in hearing those. So I look forward to that. And has been, Alicia said it'd been a great honor to work with each of us, but honestly, it has been a great honor to work with you. I think you're one of the toughest ladies I've ever met in my life. And I say that, and I've known some pretty tough ladies, so that's saying a lot.
everybody didn't use that word, but yes, ma'am. Thank you.
But I'm very proud of everything, the accomplishments that you've made. I hope that a lot of things that you started that we continue with. I feel like you have definitely made a change for the good in so many areas, and I appreciate you, and I'm honored, very honored to have worked with you. All right.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Carlton.
Well, I can go over everything right again, but I do want to congratulate our teachers from the various sites and the non-instructional. It's always an honor, and it was great to have them all here tonight, or almost all of them here tonight. I was able to attend BBTC for Liddy retirement the other day, and that was kind of bittersweet too. So, but that was nice. Thank you, Alicia. That's about all I can say. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. It has. We've had some good times. We've had some bad times. Probably a lot of bad times, but
Yeah.
but it has been good because it seems like we've dealt with yes, a lot. And it's I have had the opportunity. I was mentioning to Tina Pinkerson earlier. I finally made it to Steinhatchee, and I came on the Gina side because I wanted to see. Somebody had told me that yesterday morning that they had lost their house, and we rode by there. But if you get the opportunity to volunteer, all those areas need volunteers every day. They've got, you name it, they, they need help. Steenhatchee, the beaches, they do, they need help. So with that, that's all I have to say.
Can I
Okay.
say one more thing I forgot to mention? Big Bing Technical and Jody and Chuck, and they had the ribbon cutting from NAMO
Yeah.
Friday, and I did get to go to that. I was so impressed. I mean, we're thinking that there's going to be 200 to 400 jobs created there. We're partnering, Big Bend Technical is partnering with them on our manufacturing. And if tell me if I'm saying this wrong, but if I understand it right, our high schoolers will also be able to do dual enrollment and go to the manufacturing at some point and get that certification through them. And they're going to be willing possibly to pay for some of the scholarships that's needed to get that done. So I was impressed. I mean, we had colonels and we had congressmen and we had, and Reggie was there, and it was just, I mean, were you not impressed, Reggie? I was impressed. It was awesome, and it would be great for Taylor County when you think about the jobs that it would create.
Okay, thank you. All right, in conclusion tonight, certainly concur with all that the board has said. But you have to say congratulations to those who were recognized tonight. And you have to say that, if there's something that we need to do to help those of our community, those of our employees through this time, we don't need to talk about it. We need to do it. Okay? We need to do whatever we need to do. We need some direction on this. We need that direction. And it's historic. I mean, we never faced anything like we've have faced here. We've had some tough times in the past and had some losses in the past, but nothing to this magnitude. And I'm hoping never again. But the reality is what we are facing at this moment. And so I'm just asking this board that we need to move forward, not just talk about it. We need to make some decisions, see what we can do, and implement whatever that we can do to help. And so that part of it. And then, of course, our community is still reeling and rocking from the beaches all the way to the north end of our county. People are still having to face the effects of what the storm has brought. And then, thankful that we have so many folks who have come from all over the United States to help out. And for those who are still helping, for those who are going to come to help yet down the road. But also, our thoughts go to all the way up the southeast to the Carolinas, all the many things that people are hurting over, lost, and even to the very fact we can be thankful, as far as I know, nobody lost their life in our county. But there has been families disrupted and saddened because of loss during this storm. But we can only do what we can do. And so tonight, that's my thought, is if we can do something, let's do it to help, okay? And also, as we discussed for a little while tonight, the workshops and, master board and trying to come together with some thoughts and, to begin working with the new superintendent. And this is not going to be a quick thing. I mean, but we need to just kind of chip away at it. And hopefully that as we move forward, get some things get our minds wrapped around some things that possibly we'd like to make as a goal for our district and work with the superintendent. We have to work with him, but he has to work with us. It's a relationship. It's not a one-way street. It's a relationship. And so, I didn't want it to sound tonight like all of a sudden we got to give the superintendent everything because he's got, I don't know what's on his mind, but we got to hear from him also, And, but we'll get there, Lord's willing. And then, Ms. Messrs, thank you for serving our community, having the heart to do that. And so certainly hope the very best in the future. And heck, you don't ever know. You may come knock and say, I've had enough of this. I want to try to come back to work, but we'll see. But thank you for your time and hope that it's been a good time and good relationship with the board. And that's what we desire for our new superintendent, is for us to have a good relationship. We don't have a good relationship, it's going to be tough in our district. We have to work together, just as all employees, administrators, everybody's working underneath the superintendent and the board. If we all can work together and have a good relationship, good things will happen. They will happen. Okay. All right. Ms. Ball has asked for a very brief gathering after the conclusion of our meeting. So this brings us down to adjournment.
Motion.
Mr. Carlton makes that motion. Ms. Agner seconds that we adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And this meeting is adjourned. Thank you for coming.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank y'all.